Baby.
Delete that now.
Sending.
That's too good, man. That is too good.
I love
Welcome,
that
everybody.
video.
Me too. Welcome, everybody, to Catfish Weekly, along with Chad and Josh, and a great guest tonight, fellas. We got Ryan Bortz with us tonight. We're going to be talking about kayak fishing, all the stuff you need to get started, what it takes to do it, and Ryan might even tell us how he fishes out of his. Because let's face it, he's pretty damn successful.
How he used to fish.
Used to, yeah.
What is it I told you before the show, Chad?
I don't know. I stopped listening when you started talking.
You become the Brian B of Catfish Weekly.
Oh,
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with being like my
No,
buddy Brian. B.
Brian's a cool guy, but you could fish once in a while, and it wouldn't make nobody mad.
if you saw the thumbnail for this video, that kind of explains it. That was a picture for a Facebook post that my kayak is nothing but an overpriced pull float holder now.
I saw that photo. I saw that photo this afternoon. I said, I know what I'm using for the thumbnail.
Yeah,
That's too good.
That was an oversized pull float holder. That's how it gets to hold the wife's pull floats now because they blow away if you leave them in the pool. So,
Oh wow!
in all honesty, I think my kayak's been out like twice in the last month and a half. I've done a little more fishing than that, but I've been on Ronnie's boat with him.
Well, that's okay too. I like boat fishing.
Yeah.
Since I gave up the tournament fishing because all the crybabies out there.
Well, there's a lot of them. I'll tell you that right now. If you're going to tournament fishing, you can't deal with crybabies and drama. You might as well stay home.
Well, like Mike said, I was lucky it took this long for it to happen. But
that's true. That's true. That's very true.
But they took the fun out of it, and I said, if it ain't fun, I ain't doing it. So
I got Chad,
I'll go ahead and put it out there that just because this is what I have, it's not what you have to have. It's what makes everything comfortable for me. When I built this kayak, I was fishing 5, 6, 7 days a week, 10, 12, 14, 18 hours a day sometimes. So I built this to be comfortable and to do what I want it to do. But whenever y'all's ready, I'll just start going over it from front to back or back to front, or we'll
give
start
us
in the
just
middle.
a few minutes here. We got some tournament results, and we're gonna say hi to some folks now that we're starting to get people into their chat there.
Chad, you're messing this up, dude. I'm the guest. We go at my pace.
since we've got such a great guest tonight, if you haven't hit that thumbs up, please go ahead and do so. If you haven't subscribed, we'd appreciate that. You can always join and be a part of the Catfish Weekly membership. Chad, take away the tournament announcement that you have, please.
Are you sure you want to ask Ryan for permission? Because he thinks he runs this.
Ryan, would that be okay?
If Lyle wants to, we'll go ahead and do it that way.
There you go.
After we just figured out you only live like an hour and 20 minutes away from me.
I don't want you coming here to bother me.
No, I'm gonna come there. I'm gonna bother the heck out of you.
Nice to Ryan. He has to live that close to you, Chad. We got to be nice to Ryan now.
That's right.
I can't believe
100%.
he didn't know that Ryan lived so close. We'd probably been down there like every other weekend at least.
She'd probably be down here swimming in the pool and everything, bud.
Yeah, she probably would be down there swimming with Lindsay in the pool. All right, we got the Indiana Catfish Association results from August 9th on the Ohio River out of Vevey, Indiana.
How was that? Where was that from?
Vevey, Indiana.
It's not Vive.
Sure.
No, I'm curious because maybe I've been pronouncing it wrong all these years.
Well, I mean, I guess if you live in Indiana, it's probably Vive, but over here in Kentucky, it's Vevey.
Vevey.
Yeah.
No, that's Chad reading it that way. I've never read it that way.
Whatever.
Oh, thank you so much, Josh, for being a member for
what?
43 months.
If you all want to do this, you can do it yourself.
He's been waiting 43 months for me to be on this show and paying every month, and y'all just now got me on here.
Yeah, but just now, you know how much it cost me to get you on the show, Ryan?
We've been dragging it out as long as we could.
God. We're going to start all the way down here in 8th place. We've got Kevin La Follette, and William Nafong. I just wanted to say both of those names that I can't pronounce because they had the big fish all the way down in 8th place at 38.03.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was their total weight?
38. Their total weight was 44.21. 7th place, we got Jack Woodall and Ricky Freeman. I know Jack. 52.61. 6th place, Derek Deriki. No, it's Deriki or Deriki.
Oh, you're really struggling tonight.
God.
All Kentuckians don't read like this, guys.
Bradane Allen, 56.21. Man, some of these people that are starting to fish nowadays. 5th place was Corey and Travis at 57.68. 4th place, Will, Sam, and Emily at 79.09. 3rd place was James and Chuck at 84.52. And 2nd place, Casey Scott and River at 87.23. And winning it all, Don Elder and Chris Tram with a
Don Elder, still fishing, still winning.
101.7.
Oh wow.
Don Elder's one of the OGs in that area.
He is.
You don't see 100-pound one-day weigh-ins too often on the Ohio River. So
I have seen. I've known Don Elder fish tournaments against him. My God, for 20 years, I guess.
I just saw a tournament weigh in on Facebook the other day. Somebody had like 220 or 240 pounds or something out of Missouri River.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that?
no, I didn't see that.
They think it's the biggest 3-fish tournament bag ever weighed in.
Good.
It'd
Lord.
have to beat the one that they done down at above the Alton Dam, where where a couple of friends of mine.
Just imagine it, Josh. Just imagine.
236 pounds on 3 fish.
I'm wanting to say this was 240 something pounds on 3
Then
fish.
that'd probably do it then, because that them boys went up above Alton Dam there and they caught them all in just a couple hours. I mean, they had a big limit. It was a great tournament down there. But yeah, that could very well be, because them boys, they had it for a long time. Just like all records, they're due to be broken. That's why we have records, so somebody can break them.
Yep.
Well, fellas, you want to say hello to everybody that's in chat tonight?
I'll give it a try. I don't know.
He
Would
can't
you?
read that well. Josh,
This ought to be interesting. He's having some issues today.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit.
Here we go. We got Joe Buck 66, Bobcat Outdoors, Crappy Day Darren, P&B Catfishing, Catch Fish with Us, Wabash Nate, Mark Barnum, Creole Catfishing, 922 Crappie Barbecue 3 nights, Brewer Boys Outdoors. Let's see. We got 3 nights. Catfish Weekly. Oh, wait. Member Catfishing Crappie.
Thank you, Mark.
Member LG Bass. Two Stands Fishing. Randy Old Gray Hair Swain. River Rat 3030. Old Boy Outdoors. James Dockery Fishing.
Oh my God. What was it that we played at the beginning of things?
I don't know what about, but he says everyone that thinks Lyle is dressed a bit early for the Santa job, please press 1. I didn't even notice the red shirt, and yeah, all he's gonna do is throw his jacket on. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
There's our buddy hooked on cats with Captain Terry.
James Dockery. My God, what a dick.
Mr. Greg Burgess.
Where is that thing at?
Ms. V. Smith. Uptown Chrissy Brown. Dave Funk.
the Hoover legend himself.
You know what? One more time, what do you say, boys? I can't do it.
Here we go again.
Miss Cindy Stokes.
Damn.
What's up, Mama?
Baby.
better delete that now.
Sending.
Oh.
Childish. Lisa Swain, catfishing lady. What's going on?
He acts like one and you read like one.
That's why we get along, man. That's why
Jerry
we get
Hager.
along.
Mike Sampson, the Weekend Angler, member. Oh, Lord, how am I not to the bottom yet? Oh, that's right, because y'all talked for 20 minutes.
Stop it.
And you have to sound out every name you read. I mean,
Yeah.
Luckily, a lot of these guys have 1 and 2 syllables. So
Yeah, it is lucky.
we got Size Matters Catfishing. Look, here I was, defending because you don't ever say I'm from that state. Put user in timeout. There we go.
Oh man.
I wouldn't have if it wasn't a that. There's Poopy Pants Parker.
What?
Poopy Pants Parker. What? Where did that come from? There's got to be a story behind that.
yeah, I
don't
let it
know.
go.
There's Lance
I
McCoo guy.
Don't think that story needs to go nowhere, and I think he's going to blow up if it does.
Sounds like he already did. Want to be outdoors? What's going on?
The night's slipping away quick.
There's Miss Heather Stokes. Cursed Bank Fishing. That's a new one. I don't think I've seen. Aaron Grubb.
What up, Aaron? That's a fellow kayak guy.
He said Ohio has bad fishing but great fishermen.
Not wrong. Oh, Lyle, what are you doing to your mic? Oh my God!
He's wiggling the cable or something.
He's
Yeah,
got a bad connection on that thing or something.
I'll have to check it out after the show. I looked there a while ago and I didn't find anything, but I think Chad's doing it to me, but what do I know?
I've done all my talking that I can do and saying hi and reading stuff. Turn it over to you guys.
Now what?
Ryan, I called you the other day on the phone.
Yep.
And I had a great conversation with you, and I thought it would be a really, really good idea if you would come on and tell people what it takes to get started in kayak fishing. Not necessarily what you have to have, what you recommend, and let people figure out that if you really want to kayak fish, you could probably do it.
So we'll go over mine, and then I'll go to behind my shop in my side shed, and I have a more plain Jane kayak sitting back there that we'll kind of look at and talk about too. My rig here is somewhere between $15,000 and I'd say $18,000 if everything's on it. You don't need that. It's nice, but you don't need it. And I'm hoping, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah. Remember how much you made fun of me.
So I'll back up and give you an overall shot. It moves backwards. Wow.
You know, Ryan, it's been several years since we had you on Catfish Weekly, but that's not the same kayak you had then, is it?
I know it's not. I just built this one in January after I swore I wasn't building another one.
Yeah, it didn't look the same.
I've had 6 over the last 5 years.
My.
So, and that's part of what I was going to get into over the choosing your kayak, because if I'd done this to begin with and spent the money to start with, it would have saved me several thousands of dollars in the beginning. If you want to start on the front here, we've got the Minn Kota Tarova 24 volt, and it's a GPS. I'm wanting to say it's an 80-pound thrust. If I can get my hatch to open, I have 2 Power Queen lithium batteries in this front hatch here, and they're secured in there with a ratchet strap, so I'll leave them in there all the time. I've got my Muskie Bumper bump board mounted to the front of the kayak, And if I move this, it actually just opens up, and it's got screws right there that hold it open and flat. And that way I don't have to worry about not having that if I'm tournament fishing. You can see it's more of a cutting board these days. Got the Lowrance HDS Live 9 there. I actually have a 12 that goes there, and the 9 actually will go in this area here. So,
that's all.
So that's mounted there. If I'm sitting in my seat, and I'll kind of give you a view of if I was sitting in my seat. I'm sitting there and I'm scanning, looking for a place to fish and using my side scan or whatever I'm using at the time. That's the graph I'd be using, which is why that's going to be the 12. And then the seat on this thing actually rotates 360 and faces to the back. And then that gives you a kind of a view of my rod rack if you're sitting in the kayak.
Ooh.
Actually, no, Creole. This is the replacement for that one. and I'll get to that in just a minute because there's a reason this is all bolted together. And I've got a 27 quart bait cooler here, and I just slide it out to here. And I use it for a cutting board. I'm actually going to take one of the Monster Rod Holders cutting boards and cut it down and mount it on top of there. It's kind of hard to do with one hand to get back up in there, but and then back behind that or above that, I have my rod rack. It'll hold 8 rods. I normally just run 6. I like to keep it at 5, but I'll go to 8 if it's a slow bite. 8 Monster Rod Holders on there on that. Right now I've got 6 Catfish Sumo rods in there. If you'll look over here, I don't know how that looks on the camera. Yeah, it's backwards. Those are actually left-hand retrieve reels on that side of my kayak, and then the ones on this side are right-hand retrieve, and that way it's backwards on the camera so it looks dumb, but I reach down and grab the rod with this hand. The reel handle's already ready to go with my reel hand, and I don't have to reach way over here with my left hand and be completely across myself.
Yeah, it's right. It's right on the on our
It's right
side.
on the screen.
It's just backwards.
Yeah, it's right on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then I have these lights on here. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. If you were at the Catfish conference, you saw them on my kayak. It's got a black light that shines straight up on the tips of my rods. And they're not glowing. It's not dark enough out here for that. But actually a really good investment.
Yeah, I have several of those that I picked up at CatCon too.
The Hellfire Catfishing, I think, is the name of those.
Yeah.
I don't have a discount code or anything. They gave me these for free to display them at CatCon. So.
Yep, they're out of Pittsburgh.
Then they have a white light on them that actually shines down toward the water, like would be in this area, and that's perfect if you're not fishing for netting a fish. I mean, it lights everything up. Two stands. That's not a joke. If it can be broken, I've broken it at some point. And then behind that, we have a 12-volt, 100-amp-hour battery, and all that runs is my graph and my lights. Do not buy this brand of battery. I've seen 6 of those go bad, and I've seen 7 of them bought. So, and they will not back their warranty. I'm not bad mouthing anybody, but they don't back their warranty, so they credit where credit's due, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy any of them if they ain't going to take care of their warranty.
They got it coming, man.
And this is all mounted to a bona fide XTR 130 that I picked up at Raccoon Creek Outfitters. I think this kayak, if you pay the wholesale or the full price for it, I think it runs around $3,000. Just
How big is that kayak?
It is, I want to say 13 foot, but it may only be 12.6.
How wide?
It's wide enough I can stand on the gunnels. I think it measures like 42 inches wide at the widest point.
Wow, like almost 4 feet.
Yes, but I mean, I've literally had both feet standing on the gunnels just right there on the wall.
Really?
Yeah. This front deck, if I don't have this board mounted on here, is actually made for standing and casting when you're bass fishing.
Oh,
And
Lyle would love
it's actually
that.
got marine deck or sea, what do you call it? Sea deck.
See that.
See that?
It's got sea
good
deck
on there
from
too.
front to rear.
Looks good.
Yeah,
Three
he
Nights
says
wants to know if your rods are in the 150 range.
I would want to say they're probably more in the 120 range.
it's just it says are your rods the 150s? I don't know.
Oh yeah, they're the Elite 150s. Yes,
Oh, okay. My mistake.
the Master Series 2.0. They're the Elite 150s. Yep.
Brian B says, does Shorty need a stool to reach those rods?
Well,
Oh,
not really. I mean, it's kind of cramped for me because the seat won't go any farther forward. But I've usually got my feet propped up on the rod rack. I'm late. I've got my seat laid
Wow.
back, and my feet are propped up on the rod rack, watching
Now,
TikToks or taking naps.
for those people watching tonight that don't know Ryan, what are you, 6'5", 6'6", something like that?
6'5" range. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So he's a big guy, and he's got long legs, and putting it up on that rod rack is not out of the question.
Yeah, I'm
Bobcat wants
6'5"
to
and
know.
260. So,
Bobcat wants to know if you can pull that kayak with a bicycle.
well, you can. Not this kayak particularly, but I did see a guy pull the kayak I had before this one with a bicycle when
It
he
wasn't
stowed it out
Bobcat
of
though, right?
the Sumo parking lot.
What
Oh,
wasn't a Bobcat when didn't do it though.
No, but I think Bobcat did see the video of the guy doing it.
I bet he did. Yeah, I bet he did. He's kind of funny.
But like I said, you don't need all this and you don't have to have it, but it makes life better when you're comfortable on the water. Under here is actually,
that's cool.
there we go. If you
Oh,
see
cool.
the plugs there, those are plugs that plug into my battery charger. I wired wires to my batteries,
Very nice.
took an onboard charger and put plugs on it, and I just plug in the 3 plugs and plug in my onboard charger, and it charges all 3 batteries.
You know, Ryan, you don't need cruise control on your car either, but it's damn sure handy.
And I'm to the point now, I'm not fishing without a cruise control North Lock trolling motor.
I
I'm just
agree.
not going to do it.
Yeah.
For tackle, this is one of my bait boxes. This is actually a crankbait box.
Oh, Lyle likes those things.
Yeah.
And then my other tackle box here, it's about so heavy I can't lift it, but it's just it's a Cobalt carry out pack out box for your tools.
Right.
And then I just have like I've got my dragon weights and some random sinkers in there because that's where they got took off and through. I keep my hooks, some swivels, some sinker clips, some peg floats. My leader lines up under that front dash in the console. And then I also have a rig box of pre-tied rigs, but I've got sinkers in here from 16 ounces all the way down to 2 ounces. So pretty well covered for any style of fishing I want to do. If I want to suspend drift or drag or whatever. And then my planer boards are usually up under there, but up under this hatch. But you can get, I think I can get 8 boards under there and still have room for my other stuff.
That's pretty good.
The YouTube side of things adds a little bit to it, and I went through enough battery banks that I finally gave up on them. And I keep a 750 watt power inverter, and I keep that in a bag in that front hatch because sometimes water does get in there. But I can just pull that out and clip it to this rear battery right here and have, I think it's got 3 110 outlets on it. So I can have 750 watts of house power in just a second.
So if you battery would happen to run low, you could actually put a charger in there and charge them up.
I could actually charge my trolling motor batteries with that battery if I tried.
Very
I don't
nice.
know. I don't know how far that would get them up, but it might get you back to a ramp if you try.
I was getting ready to say it might get you in sometime.
And then I always keep my headlamps in here, whether I'm night fishing or not, because you never know when you might want to stay out later. I always keep my paddle in here, no matter what. If I'm paddling, there's something wrong, and I'm not happy. But I keep it in there just in case, because I've been out and not had it and had to find somebody to get me back to a ramp. I do keep a rope on my kayak, and we'll go over that too. I don't use that anymore, a launch rope. If you notice, my kayak is backed on my trailer and the motor's down. So I leave the hatch open on my van. I back my kayak in. I drive it out in the water and spot lock it. I go park my vehicle. I come back. If there's no launch ramp, I back my kayak, the back end right up against the bank. I step over the rod rack and step in it, and I'm gone. And then
So
when I
Oh,
load
man.
it,
the
I back the trailer.
$64,000 question is, how many times have you spot locked that out there and something happened and you had to go get it?
So the motor guide, if you leave service of the remote, if you get out of range, they lose the thing and they turn the spot lock off. With the Minn Kota, it does not turn off the spot lock. If you get out of service of the remote, which I haven't done yet, it reaches a long way.
Right.
I mean, you can see my garage, and I can run my trolling motor from here to my garage down there on the other side of that tree. This one, if you get out of service, it stays in spot lock. So that's another big plus to the Minn Kota versus the motor guide.
Oh yeah. And I've been in boats that had the motor guide before, and when that Minn Kota spot locked, it'll pretty much keep you where you want to be. Them others not so much.
Well, this one's an older model, and I've actually rebuilt this entire trolling motor. That's a whole nother thing we ain't gonna get into today. I rebuilt this entire trolling motor and expected that it would hold me still a little better after I did that, but it still does not hold me like my motor guide did.
Really?
But I also don't have the GPS puck on this one either, so
Well, there you go.
I don't know if that makes a huge difference. I haven't researched it, because usually I'm not anchor fishing, to be honest.
Yeah,
with
they
you.
do. That makes a huge difference on that puck. And if you need one, let me know, buddy.
But that's pretty much it, other than the trailer. It's just a jet ski trailer, and I put wooden runners on it to fit this kayak. And I've got them stood up. I actually probably should put carpet on them, but they fit right in the slots on the bottom of the kayak. And when I load it up, it slides right up them. And you can see the strap there on the front. I put a strap right across here. And then I strap the winch strap of the trailer. I hook it around my rod rack, and I put my cooler handle in it and winch it down to keep it from sliding off backwards, and we're done. Drift
Yeah.
socks. I've got them laid up on top of the van here. I've got two drift socks here that I keep with me at all times. And if I'm in a windy situation, I'll put them both out. If it's just a calm day, I'll just run one. But that's pretty much it. The don'ts. Don't expect to go buy a Walmart kayak and it outperform what I can do on this one. I've had this in as much as 6 mile an hour current, which I can't go upstream in, but I can go over to the bank in the calm water and go up that side and then jump over into the fast water. Bobcats seen me in some pretty swift water.
Matt,
But
want to be outdoors, would like to know, how fast does it go?
so I can get 5.5 on flat water with no current.
Wow.
It's pretty quick.
The same motor on my other kayak, I've seen 6 miles an hour, but this one sets, you can see the water line on it. It sets pretty deep in the water. So it creates a lot of drag, but that also makes it a lot more stable and it tracks a lot better in heavy current.
Bobcat says, yeah, swimming.
Yeah. Bobcat's not seen me swimming yet. Yet. And that's something else that if you guys go watch my videos and see me doing some stuff, doesn't mean you should do it. I've put myself in some bad situations and got in some messes because of it. But that's how you learn your limits. I mean, I've pushed it to unreasonable places. I'll put it that way. To learn what I've learned about this.
Now, with everything you have on there, What is the weight capacity for something that size?
The
Because
weight capacity of this one is right around 800 pounds.
are you serious?
And,
Wow.
and I'm near that.
Man,
I
that's
wouldn't have
pretty
expected
high.
those to be that much.
I'm
Me either.
very, very near that.
Hello, Mike Irwin. Glad to see you in here tonight, my friend.
I started adding the weight up one day of how much I actually have on here with me on it. Because that 800 pounds includes the hull of the kayak as well. So you have
Right.
to count everything you see minus the trailer.
That's a big weight capacity. I'm shocked that it's that much, really.
And actually, the more weight you put on some of these kayaks, not all, but some, the more stable they are because it sets them down in the water more and causes them to be more stable.
I can see that.
Something this kayak has that most don't, if you see the little grooves in the floor, those actually they're good dragon weight catchers. But
Oh yeah.
see the grooves there in the floor?
Yeah.
That is to let water channel through. So when you're going real fast, there'll be water bubble up through the front scupper holes, and it'll go through these channels and go right back out the rear ones.
Very good.
But those channels allow it to not be on your feet here. They allow it to be down in the channels.
So you don't worry about plugging all those scupper holes in.
Actually, a kayak is more stable with the scuppers unplugged because it sets lower in the water.
That is good to know.
Yep.
Wow.
But some kayaks like the New Canoe Frontier 12, they only have 2 scuppers and they're right in the rear. And they actually cause the kayak to hold water in the floor. So you want to run that particular kayak, you run the scuppers in it 90% of the time. The downside to that, if you take a wave over to the side of the kayak, the water's stuck inside with you.
Now, what's a scupper?
It is these holes here are called scupper holes.
Uh-huh.
And if a wave comes over to the side of the kayak, they just let the water flow right back through and go out, is what they do.
And go right out. So that has an open spot in it to let water out all the time.
It has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 total. Yep.
Yeah,
Now,
those are going straight through the water, Lyle.
There's 2 under here, and I keep those plugged because I try to keep everything in there as dry as possible.
Lyle, the good thing is the fish you catch, you'd be able to release them through those scuppers.
Good point, Josh. Good point.
Holy crap.
I
I've
don't know
been
what
nothing but nice to you guys.
Since when?
We're trying to help you out.
Always. Hey, Dave Garsher, welcome, buddy.
But for me, the must-haves, if I was building another kayak today, are the 360 seat, the GPS 24-volt motor, and it has to be able to have a rod rack on it.
Now, did you have to make any modifications to put that rod rack on there, or
No, actually, I do need to do some because I don't know if you can see up in there. There's a screw, and it's actually one of those screws that hold the track mount. The screw has pulled through the track mount, so I need to pull that up and put some washers under it. But
okay, so I didn't know if that track mount came on the kayak or not.
With this particular kayak, the track mount is actually what your seat bolts to, and you can slide the seat forward and backward in that track mount. Now I keep mine slid all the way to the front because I'm long-legged and need the room in the rear. But
yeah.
The kayak will actually pick up about a half a mile an hour if I slide that seat to the back when I'm traveling spot to spot.
Huh. Abby or Allison 1 would like to know, is the Pepsi custom or is it included in the package?
Well, if you go see Dustin Hoy, the Pepsi will come in the package.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, mention my name and he'll give you a free Red Bull to go with it.
Oh, there you go.
That was actually one of my big selling points on this kayak. A Red Bull fits right into that scupper hole and won't turn over.
That's awesome.
I posted that on the Bonafide Facebook group, and everybody got a real kick out of that. But there was a few of the guys on there that was like, "That's nice to know."
ET says, "Can you get a small piece of angle iron under the track?" He must have an idea of something.
Not without raising the track mount up, but yes, you could. Like if I took this piece of angle and turned it around, yeah, it would slide under there if I made it.
I assume he's wanting to build something to hold something or
Yeah.
other. The new Canoe Unlimited has pretty much the same tracking system on it, but I don't think they come standard with the aluminum tracks. I think they come standard with plastic tracks, and you have to order the aluminum tracks to replace them.
Yeah, I wouldn't want plastic.
No.
They definitely get ripped out. I've already experienced that. The plastic rod holders like Justin uses, I've had 2 of those get broke, so I no longer use those. I tried the Walmart small thin metal rod holders. I can't even remember the name of them. I broke
Yeah.
one of those, and then that's when I landed with the monsters and eventually worked my way onto Steve's team and kind of into a job now, to be honest with you. So another big thing for me with the kayak is the van to pull it. I can throw all my rod and reels in there and leave them and never have to get them out. So when I pull into a boat ramp, all I do is pull my straps off, drop my trolling motor, make sure my life jacket's in the front seat, and put my rods in the rod holders, and I'm launching. I think about a minute and 20 something seconds when I timed it once from the time I
Oh,
pull in
wow.
the parking lot to the
That's
time I'm
quick.
Holy
backing
crap,
down the
that's
ramp.
quick.
Yeah. There's the boat guys, they see you pull in, and the goddamn kayakers, they just know you're fixing to take up the boat ramp for forever. And then when you launch and get done quicker than them, they're standing there scratching their head going, what just happened?
Right. You know,
Another,
Ryan,
another thing I didn't mention with this particular brand of kayak, it comes standard with the holes to mount a transducer. You know, all transducers basically come with the same metal bracket.
Yeah.
And these screws and this recess come standard on this kayak. So you just take the screws that are provided in the kayak already, they're in the holes, and the bracket that comes with your transducer, and it just bolts right up. And then there's a access panel here to run your wires through. And then
you know, I think one of the biggest things, Ryan, that I have against kayaks, honest to God, is we was at a tournament on the Missouri River one time, and people was lined up to launch their boat before takeoff, and there was about 6 cars of kayak people that pulled in front of the whole line and filled up the whole boat ramp with their stuff.
that's a common thing around the country too,
I never got over that.
and it gives people it gives kayakers a bad reputation. Like you said, it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth.
That's right. That's right.
But when I truck bed hauled my kayak, I think the longest it ever took me was 8 minutes on the boat ramp. But I had to take everything I took with me out, lay it on the ramp, take the kayak out, and then put everything in the kayak, and then launch it.
Right. Yeah.
So that's where, when I started these online tournaments, every minute at the boat ramp was a minute I didn't get to fish. And well, if you're spending 30, 40 minutes at the boat ramp to launch and load up, unloading and loading stuff, you do that 5 times a week, well, you've lost a whole fishing trip.
Well, you got it down. If you can do it in that quick, you got it down to a fine art.
Yeah, it's well, like I said, I did it 5, 6, 7 days a week for
Exactly.
a couple of years. So, but
Yeah,
I'll walk back out behind my shop here, and we'll go over this other kayak. I ain't gonna make no promises about phone service back here.
I was going to say your Wi-Fi is already kind of going nutty.
It should kick out in just a second.
Stan says boat ramp etiquette is so important. It is for your own safety, so you don't get the crap slapped out of you. 100% correct. Oh man, it's not just kayakers that does that too, folks. Don't misunderstand what we're talking about, because you can go to a boat ramp and there'll be people try to get button line in front of you with pleasure boats and
don't forget about the pontoons that have to back into the ramp and then proceed to load or unload every single thing that they have and wait for their people to show up. So I mean,
That's right.
it's not just kayakers.
It's not just kayakers.
It's a lack of
too. It's fishermen
lack
too, Josh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's everybody.
There's just some people that don't understand how to do that.
Some
and
people
do it
just
like
need their
the
head
human
held.
does.
Lyle, some people just need their head held under the water long enough to wash a stupid out between their ears.
Yeah, but some of them ain't gonna make it, man. Okay, Ryan, what have we got here?
So this is a Jackson big rig, and you can buy these used on Marketplace for $700-800 on average. This here's actually the seat mount for it. I've got the seat out and in the shop, so it's not out in the weather. That's a dry storage compartment that it comes standard with. That's actually right between your legs. This one has a On the Water Innovations motor mount on it and a quick release bracket from Motor Guide. It's got the front dry storage up here that's kind of hard to get to when you're in the kayak, but it's there. It comes factory with a rudder, which is this is your steering knobs here for that. And then it's got the metal tracks standard on it as well. And I thought this one still had the rod holder brackets. Your normal monster rod holders, T-bolt brackets will slide right in there, and a monster rod holder will fit right in it. And when I used this particular kayak, I only had 4 rod holders on it, and I had, just like you see Justin Johnson, one on all 4 corners. And I fished out of it that way. But you could build a 360 seat bracket into this kayak and mount a rod rack in the back here. I just wouldn't put that much time and effort into this. This is more of a, if you wanted to paddle it, you could paddle it, but it's going to be slow. If you wanted to run a 12-volt motor on it, it's going to push this kayak about 3.5 miles an hour on average. And then it actually has the dry storage in the rear that you cannot even remotely get to from the kayak when you're on the water. But
does it have room for the battery?
Kayak. Yes.
Does it have room
actually,
for the batteries?
most people have their batteries. Most people have their batteries back here in this little area in them, and they'll put a bar across here to hold their batteries down.
But you could put a 24-volt on it if you wanted to.
Yes. Actually, this kayak had a 24-volt on it at one time.
Okay.
But it's a cheaper kayak that you can set up simpler and not have much money invested in. Like I said, you could probably spend $2,000 and set this up off stuff you could buy off Marketplace, minus your graph. I mean, a graph, you're going to spend whatever you want to pay on a graph. But you could be fishing for $2,000 with this setup.
Or if you have a friend that lives an hour and a half away from you, you can just go. I drive down there and take that kayak and fish for free.
Oh wow!
I mean, jump in it. I've begged people to go with me, and I just can never get it to happen.
You're breaking up pretty good, thank goodness.
Well, I'm almost back. I'm almost back to my life. So
play the Wi-Fi game right now.
That's okay. We can handle it. Dog and I, welcome.
Whoa! Did you see him take off running?
He was running.
I'm gonna have to leave and come back. It's got a lot of static in it for some reason.
Yeah. All right.
Man, he's got it set up, ain't he, fellas?
That's a beautiful set. I mean, that's better set up than half the catfish boats that are out there right now.
Oh, I agree. And you know, if you fish by yourself all the time, I can see an advantage of them because you definitely can get places that you're not going to get with a regular boat.
How much
Big
money are
Dick,
we talking,
welcome.
Randy? How much money are we talking about, Randy? You know, it's kind of cool too, because there's Ryan back. Let me
There he
rename
is.
there.
You back? Yep, there he is.
You guys still got a lot of static, but I can hear you. So
Yeah, you sound like Lyle now.
Stop it.
is that better?
A little
No.
bit.
No. All right, I'll leave and come back again.
But yeah, so it's kind of like fishing with a little John boat, but you don't, if somebody wanted to go with you, you don't have
No, but
to.
you're a lot of those
Take
that
'em.
I've seen, because I used to have a 10-foot. I used to have a 10-foot John boat. I've had a 12-foot John boat. A lot of the kayaks I've seen are a lot more so you didn't think about standing up in that 10-foot John boat. You just didn't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan's a shade taller than me, and for him to be able to stand up that kayak, that says something about it.
Oh man, yeah, he's a big guy. I can't imagine standing up in one of them, being hit that size. That's just
Ryan,
crazy. Now, when he comes back, I want to ask him if he's ever thrown a cast net off of that.
that would be interesting to see.
I just kicked him. Yeah, I know what Brian's saying. He's definitely going to have to
Go all the
completely
way out.
go all the way out and come back in.
Yes,
Okay.
it's that auto echo cancellation thing. It goes crazy sometimes.
There he is.
Is that better?
That's
That
much
is
better.
lots better. Yeah.
Lots better.
I mean,
Yep, Ryan.
the other angle was better because now we got to see your face, but
Oh,
Oh my God.
You asked
Didn't get
me.
any of that. Ryan, can you throw a cast net off that kayak?
I can stand on the front deck and throw a 10-footer.
Holy crap.
But the
Wow.
way I learned that is when I first started throwing a cast net, I knew I was going to have to throw from a kayak. So I set a 5-gallon bucket up in my front yard and stood on it. And when I could stand up on that bucket and throw the net without falling off, then I knew I could stand up in the kayak and throw it.
Hell yes.
that's a good, yeah.
That's a great way to train for that. And let's face it, what we do as fishermen, a lot of it is just that training to be able to do it like you want it successfully.
And it's repeat.
Yep.
Once you figure something out, you got to learn how to repeat it.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's amazing. I didn't know that. I thought you probably could throw a net, but a 10-footer, that takes some doing.
but he's 7 foot tall.
On my channel a couple years ago, I've got videos of me throwing the cast net, and actually Ronnie is in a different kayak videoing it, and me throwing the 10-foot cast net.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up. I'd like to see that.
As a YouTuber, it made a really cool video, but as somebody watching, I'd say they just didn't really care.
No, I think that'd be very, very cool. I really do. So, man, that's awesome. That's a lot of information tonight, man.
I get kind of ahead of myself sometimes going through it because I've went over it so many times. I just kind of get in repeat mode. But
You and I have talked before, and you actually did have, I don't know if you still have, a regular boat.
Yeah, actually, I was standing by it when I was at that other kayak.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if that was yours or not, but you mostly don't use it, right?
Well, so the only reason I ever used it was to take the wife or the kids and something like that. I don't generally enjoy it. Fishing off the kayak, you're limited on how far you can go from where you put in at. So you're forced to find fish near that ramp, and you're forced to make those fish bite when you do find them.
Right.
So it makes you a better angler by being a kayak angler. The drawback to that is when you jump on a boat and now the whole entire lake's opened up to you, it's overwhelming because now you're going, where should I start? it opens up thousands of miles of water to where you were locked into a 10-mile stretch, you know.
Right, I agree. Welcome, John. Glad to see you in here tonight.
Uh,
That's just it blows my mind about throwing that 10-foot cast net off there. I'm not kidding.
another
Again,
thing with
he's 7 foot tall.
Still, dude.
and actually I learned how to throw a cast net with a 10-foot cast net. When I go to Chad's home state of Ohio there,
I will smack you, and I am tall enough to reach it. I'll jack you right into. Oh,
when
you wait.
when I go there, I think their cast net law is like 4 or 5 foot,
Yeah.
which
Some
is
Illinois is like that, isn't it, John?
next to nothing.
No, Illinois isn't like that.
Okay.
I have a really hard time throwing those small cast nets.
After throwing the big ones for so long, yeah.
I just never learned to throw a small one, and you can't throw them the same. It's kind of hard to explain without
You have to
actually
spin
going
them.
through the motions. Yeah, with the small cast nets, you got to put a spin on it to make it open, and with the big cast net, it's all about timing with that last lead that you let go of.
Right. Two Stand Fishing says people that just want to start using a kayak, what would you say is important safety tips?
Actually, I meant to have my life jacket hanging out here. That's the number one thing that I do not do is get on this kayak and do anything without my life jacket on. Even at the boat ramp, if I'm just moving my kayak, say from the courtesy dock over to a bank spot to hang out for a little while, I'll put my life jacket on to move that 20 feet. I've seen too many people drown from kayak accidents that would have 100% been saved by a life jacket. I mean, I've got 50-pound mono on these rods. My bumping rod's got 80-pound braid on it. If that gets wrapped around your arms and you go in the water, you're not going to be able to swim.
Nope. Right.
I mean, it's common sense. You're not going to be able to swim, and you're not going to be able to break it because it's going to cut you before it breaks.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Chuck Earls actually keeps a NRS brand knife that clips into the NRS life jackets with him at all times because of that, and that's a great idea. I usually have a bait knife laying real handy to me somewhere in here, but if I went in the water, that's not going to be in my hand. So, but that and pick a kayak that you're comfortable in. And I tell everybody, if you're just getting into the sport, most of your kayak dealers, Raccoon Creek does it. They have what they call demo days, and you can go to their shop, and they usually these kayak salesmen and shops are located on a creek or a river or a small lake or something. They're nearby. They'll have what they call demo days, and they'll go put just about one of everything they have in the water, and you can go out there and take it for a 5-10 minute test drive or whatever, and then
It'll take me that long to get in the damn thing.
But they'll explain the stuff to you. Getting in and out of them, you'd think it would be hard, but it's not. It's really easy unless you pick some kind of unstable kayak. You can just walk around on it like you want. Any decent fishing kayak, you can get up and walk around in it.
Now, the question that I have for that is, do you have to straddle that thing to get in it, or can you just turn the seat and sit down and then put your feet in?
I turn the seat and get in it right off a courtesy dock and just step over in it.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I just step over in it and then sit down.
Okay.
Actually, I usually push myself away from the dock with my foot before I even get all the way in it.
Ryan, you ever do any night fishing out of your kayak?
Used to a lot. This year not so much because I usually have to be up and at one of my jobs before before it gets too early, and I'm almost 40 now, so those 3 o'clock in the mornings and getting up at
it don't get no easier. It don't get no easier. I'm gonna tell you.
Them 3-4 hour nights of sleep, they hit different when you're almost 40.
Yeah, I'll be that age.
Wait till you
someday.
hit 40.
I'll be 40 one of these days.
Me and Ronnie went out a couple weeks ago, and we do what we call Whack 'em Wednesdays on TikTok.
Easy now.
Yeah.
And
What you're all doing over there on TikTok, but
well, you just have to watch and see. But no, it kind of became a hit thing that we started doing. We started out crappie fishing and doing it, and I think on the first night we put somewhere around 100 fish in the boat. And
Wow.
and TikTok loves when you do stuff like that. It's a lot of action. It's fast paced and it keeps people entertained. So we started doing that, and it started kind of taking off. And we'd missed it the last couple of weeks because both of us' work got in the way. But we
Yeah.
went out and did one, and we stayed out till like 3 o'clock in the morning a couple of weeks ago, and I had to get up the next morning and make planter boards, and I was out here in the shop with my hind end dragging, going, "That was dumb," you know. And
You know, last time Lyle saw that many fish, he killed them all.
Nobody rang your bell.
Lyle's
whacked-
up at all hours of the night anyway, so.
Well,
Yeah,
he's got to make sure all the toys are getting built.
stop
Mhm.
it.
that's a hard job to supervise, guys. I mean, you're not giving Lyle enough credit.
That's right.
I mean, you got to
I'm
think about the
nothing-
lyrics to that song. He sees you when you're sleeping. He ain't going to be up in the middle of the afternoon doing that.
Ryan, I've been nothing but nice to these two clowns.
Buddy, it's you don't always get out of something what you put into it, Lyle.
You're right about that. You are so correct about that. Man, I got to tell you, Ryan, I learned a lot tonight. And I hope the viewers watching learned as much as I did, because you done a great job of going through everything, and the equipment you got is amazing, but everybody doesn't have to have that. Like you said, you don't have to have what you have, but good quality stuff, best you can afford, and the safety stuff is most important. Is that not correct?
That's correct. A good, comfortable life jacket is the most important thing on here. And actually, it might be in my van, but it's getting dark and you won't be able to see it anyway. But I wear a NRS Chinook. It's like $110, $115 life jacket. It's comfortable. I mean, you'll see a lot of us kayak guys sometimes standing around at the boat ramp in our life jackets, and that's not because we're standing up there just going, "Look at me, I'm a kayaker." I mean, we literally just forget we have them on.
Wow.
You get comfortable in it, and you really don't know you have it on after you've done it for a few times. So that's the number one thing.
Ryan, Big Skip Fishing says, tell Ryan Zach said hi.
Is Zach from?
What's his Zach Lewis.
Okay, all right.
And the most important safety question is, can Chad stand to pee off that thing, or
He
do I have to
absolutely
leave
can.
it seated?
If need be, you can relieve yourself number 2 off the side of it.
Okay. Well, luckily Lyle pees
Nice.
sitting down anyway, so he wouldn't have to stand up.
Who told you that?
Anyway, it's about almost at that 1 hour
Hold
mark.
on, I got one more good question here. ET wants to know. He said, "Ryan, you're obviously dragging with your rod rack setup, but do you also bump from the kayak?" And I really want to know about that. So
It's my favorite way to fish. I do a lot of bumping with Bobcat in the boat, and I've done bumping with other people from the boat as well. But there is no bigger rush than hooking a 50 or 60-pound fish in 5-mile-an-hour current on a bumping rod from a kayak. I mean, it is.
That's right.
I'll say I've seen you doing it, bumping down there, like right below the falls and stuff before.
Yeah, actually, that's the only place I ever flipped a kayak, but we won't get into that either. That was because I was stupid and didn't put the drain plugs in it. But yeah, bumping from the kayak is actually easier than being in the boat doing it, because you have better boat control. When in the boat, I've noticed when you're bumping and you make an adjustment to your line, say you kick it to the left. Well, in the boat, it takes it 4, 5, 6 seconds to start making that curve to the left. In the kayak, it's a 1 second delay and you're turning. So when you make that adjustment, it happens instantly and not over the next few seconds. So it allows you to not be as on top of what you're doing with the remote, because you don't have to. If you start coming up on something wrong, you have more time to correct it before you get there. But yeah, I've caught many 50, 60-pound fish from the boat, a few from the bank, and it's not even close to doing it from a kayak. When you do it from a kayak, that fish is going where he wants to go. I mean, your trolling motor will fight it some, but once he decides to go upstream and he's trying to drag you up and your kayak's trying to go down and you're sideways in the current, which is something you never want to do, and you're trying to figure out how to get it straightened back up, it's a rush every single time.
Ryan, I have a question, and I don't know if anybody said anything about it or not, but they make two kinds of seating for kayaks: ones that you sit inside, and ones that you sit up in, like yours. How
The
much difference is those for somebody starting out?
the sit-in kayak is made to go out and paddle around your local lake, do a creek float. Don't get me wrong, I saw a guy catch a 60 one night in a sit-in Pelican kayak, but it's not built for that. He got the fish drug up out of the water and in his lap, and had to paddle to the bank and get somebody to drag him out of the water and then get the fish off of him so he could get out.
Oh wow!
But they're not stable, and they don't have the tracking to modify and build up for anything near what you need to fish out of.
So the ones like you have where you sit up in it are
Sit on
far
Sit
far
on
superior.
and you want something in the 40-inch range, 40 inches wide or more, because that's where they're the most stable, is the wideness.
Okay.
Don't get one with a pointed back. Get one with a flat back on it. This
Or you
kayak
pull
actually
metal?
factory can accept a 6 horsepower gas engine if you go that route.
Oh man,
That thing would scream down the water, wouldn't it?
12.5 miles an hour.
That's pretty fast in something that size.
That's way faster than I'm going in one.
Yeah, I bet that's right.
But I have seen this exact kayak going 12 miles an hour.
Man,
that'd be fun.
you know, if I had one of them and Doctor had one of them, every time you see us, we'd be racing.
I wouldn't do it with all my gear on here. I mean,
Oh no,
one wrong wave and you're upside down.
yeah. Oh, I bet that's right. Bet that's right.
I've been 9 miles an hour going downriver with the current and just barely touching the trolling motor, and it'll kick you plumb sideways. So,
Wow, that's badass. It really is, Ryan. We can't thank you enough for all the stuff that you've helped us with tonight, and try to get people figured out on what they need to do if they want to try a kayak and start out. And I think it was great that places that you told us about, and Matt put a place in chat that you can go on certain days, and they'll let you test these things out.
yeah.
They might be perfect for you. They might not be right for you. And getting in one and trying it, that's the only way you'll ever know if it's something that is good for you or not. And if you're interested in one, that'd just be awesome. You fellas have any other questions for Ryan?
Got to make it fast. My phone's on 10%.
Yeah, I do not.
I do
Okay.
not.
And I don't see any in chat, Ryan. Thank you so much. If your phone sticks with you or you go inside or something, we'll be in chat for just a little bit. So pop in and holler at us if you want to. Other than that, thank you so much for going over all this with us. And, you know, it's been a few years since you was on Catfish Weekly. We need to make sure that don't happen and be so long next time.
All right. Anytime you guys want me on, I'm pretty much available any evening. So,
all right, buddy. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
And
Thank you much.
Appreciate y'all having me.
All right, buddy.
Josh, do we have a bragging board?
Do we have a bragging board?
Nope, we don't have a bragging board tonight.
Okay. I had told that little girl that I sent you that picture of her stuff that it'd be on this week, but we'll plan on that being on.
It'll be on next week. We didn't. The kids and I were out and about today. It's coming up on school starting again, and we didn't get back home till later.
I don't miss them days whatsoever. School shopping. Do you get the free tax thing?
They don't do that here. It's Illinois.
Oh, I forgot. Your governor has to take all that extra money.
Yeah, I'll be nice.
Okay.
I'm not nice very often, but I'll be nice. So
I understand. Chadwick, you all of a sudden become quiet, which is very unusual for you.
It's disturbing.
It is. It's scary. Maybe his jaws broke. Did D whack him while we was talking with Ryan?
Maybe. Mm-mm.
No, I just said my piece and got done, and
When?
been waiting for you guys to shut up so we can let these fine folks go, and I can go
Yep.
cook more dinner.
Well,
Yep,
close
we will
us
have
out,
a
buddy.
bigger, we'll have a bigger bragging board next week. So
All right, so bragging
Thanks,
board
Lord.
next week.
bragging board next week,
Um,
and
Is Top Cat next week or the week after?
Top Cat is next week. Yes, I
We got
believe so.
Top Cat next week, so that'll be Randy Swain, if memory serves me correct.
I think so. I'd have to look at my paper somewhere.
That'd be a fun time.
Right.
That'd be a fun time.
I think I got it. I can't remember.
I'm like 100% that is.
Well, I guess
I'm
look
pretty
out for
sure
the
you're right.
thumbnail.
Yep. Next week will be Top Cat. So
All right, so Top
Be a
Cat
lot of
next week.
fun.
And outside
Thanks,
of that,
every-
thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week. Have a great week.
have a great week, y'all.